Hey, how's it going?
Thought I'd shoot a live video of what to do with the transition bags and gear bags and all the stuff that you get for a full Ironman race. Getting ready here for Ironman Chattanooga 2018. It's going to be a little different because there is no swim this year, but I'll pack up my gear bags as if it would be. So basically, I'm just going to take you a run through what I do. Basically, I pack everything in my house. I throw it in little bags just to make sure I have everything. I don't worry about sorting it and putting it all together and make sure swim with a swim and bike with bike. I just put it in bags. Small stuff goes in little duffel bags, little tie bags that I have. So I put everything in these types of bags, stick them in my big bags, bring with me. So basically, I just dump everything out. So I got it all together here. Everything, I've gone through my bags and everything that race related goes right here. It's got my kits, my swim stuff, all the gear. So basically, I just start sorting. And it's always nice to have like a table to lay stuff out because you're going to have a lot of junk flying everywhere and you don't want to lose something on the floor, underneath something else, and forget about it for later. So basically how I start off is it's kind of like any other race. Make sure I got all my stuff. I just start laying stuff out by discipline. So I got a bike helmet, I got run shoes, so run's last, so I put it towards the end, bike's first, put it towards the front. It's not exactly rocket science, but it's taken a few years to get to this point. Tri-tats. Don't really need that for the race, so I'm going to put that over there on my table. I do use a swim cap if it's kind of a cold race, wetsuit legal. This kind of goes in the morning bag stuff, so again, we'll slide everything over a little bit. We got swim, bike, run, and the swim stuff. I usually put the morning stuff, so we got that. We got the paste, moist butter. So make sure that everything is lubed up and feeling comfortable. So I get one for the bike and one for the run. Especially in a full Ironman race, take that extra time to make sure that everything's properly lubricated because later in the race you'll regret it if you didn't. One thing that's important is to have funky tape of some sort, and I'll show you how that comes into play later. So we'll put that over there for now. Don't need chain grease. My little secret to helping avoid GI distress is it's not Tums that's in here, it's actually Pepto-Bismol pads. So I got some more in here. So basically I took it and put it in this. It's a little bit more waterproof. And I can find it easily in my transition bag, so I use them on the bike and on the run. And I do put some in my special needs bags. So we'll put that kind of off to the side. We'll put it for the start of the race. Nutrition, I always put something before the race because even Ironman Chattanooga is going to be the same kind of boat. You're going to be standing around for a little bit. The pros don't go off until 8 o'clock for the time trial bike start. But in other races, you're going to get there early. Transition opens up, 4:30. So you get there, you get all your stuff, you recheck your bags, make sure everything's good to go, and then you're sitting around. So if you've already eaten, and usually I would not eat any breakfast or anything until 2 hours before the race. 2 hours before, no real large meals, but I do kind of hold this around, if I get kind of a little bit hungry for the swim because potentially you're out there for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours without anything to eat or drink in the water. You probably don't want to be drinking water. So I just bring a little snack with me in the morning. You get a morning bag, so anything you don't use, you can put in the bag and you get it back at the end of the race. But I would not put anything important like keys, phones, or wallets in the morning bag. So just snacks, maybe some extra clothing to stay warm. You can always stuff it in the bag and they pick them all up. Race bib, you don't have to have it for the bike, so I put it with run stuff. Bike socks. I always bring an extra pair of goggles and put that in my morning stuff. You never know when you put on your goggles and a strap breaks, so always check them before you give your morning bag away. Make sure your actual straps and everything in your goggles still work. Simple hydration bottle, I'm going to use this on the run. Sunglasses. And use those starting on the bike, use those for the whole race. And one key is when you're packing your stuff later, I put little loose things like this in your actual shoes. Because these bags will get thrown around, they'll probably get dropped, they might get kicked or stepped on. If you got this just sitting out and somebody steps on it, it could kind of ruin your day. And actually I have the bike on my helmet, so I don't need it for my bike, so I'm going to put it on my run shoes. So hopefully your run shoes are nice and clean, nice and dry from the last time you used it, or else they kind of stink up. But it protects the glasses. I do hot shot for muscle cramps. Take one for the swim. Take one for bike. take one on the run, want to start the run. I'll usually bring it with me, I'll take it a little bit, and I'll pop it maybe the first aid station, wash it down with some water because it's a little bit spicy. Extra earplugs, I have to have earplugs to keep water out of my ears. Another Cliff Bar, generally I like to take one just on the bike, put it in the transition bag. If I feel like I'm not needing it, I don't take it with me, but it's nice to have it. You can always, something like that, you can put on your bike in the morning. I would not put anything on your bike, no water bottles, no nothing, when you drop it off the transition the day before the race. It'll sit out there all day and all night. So if it's cold, it'll be cold. If it's hot, it'll stay hot. So food on there, you're kind of running a risk of something may happen to it. So I always put up my morning stuff in the morning bag and take it with me, and then put it on my bike if I want to put it in like the gear bag on top too. I wear 2 pairs of socks. I do socks for the bike and then socks for the run. I switch them out for the run because I don't like to have initially wet socks, and I'm not going to allude to how they would get wet on a bike ride. It could be raining or it could be dry, but it could be wet either way. So anyway, a little bit of EFIS nutrition. I do that on the bike. It's kind of a nice, having a nice large bottle. You can take little sips every 10 to 15 minutes. You don't have to do a whole food packet. It could get kind of messy, so it's kind of convenient. Fits in your bike pocket or your tri pocket on your suit, or it can fit on the top tube of the bike. Different ways you can carry it. I do have chews. I kind of take that with me on the bike just in case I get tired of the Cliff Bar. Something else to kind of work on. You can eat a few at a time. It's really convenient. This is actually my drink mix, so that'll go into the bottle bronze layer. So again, more green. I put this in my, actually I'll put it in my run bag because usually I like to make sure my feet are really lubricated up, so I avoid all the blisters at the end of the race. Tri-slide if you're going to have a swim. Even if you're not wearing a wetsuit, maybe even just a speed suit, it's nice to kind of spray all the edges of the suit because you get rubbed raw after a 2.4 mile swim. So I put that in my morning bag. I put a gel in my morning bag just in case I'm not feeling the Cliff Bar. It's nice to have some options and stuff that I've done before and I feel comfortable with, and helps me feel a little bit satiated. I do throw one on the bike and on the run in the transition bags, just to have it there. Like I said, I can always stuff it in my pockets, or I can just leave it in the bag. Anything in the bags in the transition rooms you get to keep, and they'll give you back later. Again, don't put anything like, I would not put bike computers in your transition bag. Again, they sit out overnight. If it gets rained on, it could cause problems. So always, everything that's going to go on the bike, bring it in with you. Don't leave it there overnight on your bike or in one of the transition bags. You will have access to the transition bags in the morning to go back, put anything you forgot. So if you have your bike computer, you want to put it in your transition bag because it's easier for you. You can get access back in the morning. That's where the tape comes in. It's being able to find it back there, so you can replace it then. Visor for the run. I wear undershorts underneath my tri kit. That goes in my morning bag. Usually I put the undershorts on very first thing in the morning, just wear a pair of shorts, and then closer to race time I just switch out and put my shorts in the morning bag. Another hat, just in case. I'll probably not even take that. I always pack extra when I come to a race, and then when I'm setting on my transition gear bags, then I start paring down what really I want for the race and what I don't want. Because you can always drop it off the day before, and then if you want to add it, you can bring it in the morning of the race and put it in there, because you always have access. So this is nutrition, extra nutrition I'm going to put on my bike. So I got a few view packets and choices there. Then I'll put it in my morning bag. I also do blocks in the morning too as an option. So I'm not eating all this stuff, I'm just bringing it to have options. At the end of the day, you can just throw it away, leave it in a transition bag, have it for later. Some of the stuff has probably been recycled through a few races. Hopefully it's still good. So, I just have extra nutrition that I'm not going to put in the transition bag. I already put chews in my bike. Maybe I'll put some chews in my run just in case, because you're going to be out there for a long time, 26, 22 miles. But there's also a special needs bag, so you can put it in there too. It's just nice to have options. They've also got the aid stations, plenty of stuff, but if you've been training with stuff and you know how it works, then definitely put it in your bags. Sometimes you use a headband on the bike just to keep the sweat out of my eyes, so I put that in the transition bag. Permanent marker is key because when you set up your bags, you have stickers you put on with the race number, but sometimes those stickers don't stick. So I'm going to show you what I do for every race. I write my numbers all over it. I write my name on it. Make sure I get it back at the end of the day, because you're going to put your bike helmet, your bike shoes, your swim stuff, your wetsuit, whatever, it's got to go back in those bags in the transition tent. It's not a transition where you have everything laid out by your bike. So if you want it back, make sure that bag is identifiable to you. Otherwise, the sticker falls off, they don't have a number, and you're going to be dealing with like lost and found at the end of the race or several weeks after. So you don't want to be without your gear. So, for a marker. Again, more hot shot. So I had one for the bike and for the run for transitions. I'm going to put one in each of my special needs bags. So, and then the extra pair of socks, don't need those. So I kind of move everything over because you get a special needs bag on the bike and on the run. The key with those is you don't get them back. So anything you put in there, be either prepared to carry it with you. It's nice, these I could just put in my suit pockets, tri-suit pockets, or on the run I could just carry it with me. I can put it in pockets in my suit again, however you want to carry it. But if you don't take it out of the bag, and you stop and you go through the bag and you give it back to the volunteer, that bag is gone, it's trash. So anything you put in there, you're not going to get back if you don't take it out of there and take it with you during the race. Also, I do not recommend taking stuff out of the bag and giving it to your friends on the course later. That could be construed as outside aid, could cause problems with qualifications. You don't want to mess with that. So this is where I might put in some extra, if I want some blocks, maybe I want some goos, just put extra stuff in there just so you have options. Extra goo on the run. This is where I put my extra little Pepto tabs. So if I'm kind of feeling it at the aid station on the run, bike not so much. If I'm having GI distress, I'll pull them out and just have them with me. I leave them in the packaging so you can put them in your pockets and they don't dissolve later. Nice little trick that I kind of figured out the hard way. So put some shoes on the run, just to have some options of that special needs bag. Notice I'm not, putting the whole kitchen sink in there. So that's pretty much kind of the layout of all my gear. You got your bike gear, you got your run gear, and you got your swim gear. Usually the swim gear would involve the wetsuit, if it's wetsuit legal. And I put that there just in case they find out the morning of. So this bag right here is what you get out of package pickup and check-in. So you got a bag full of stuff. So go through, you got a poster, a water bottle, kind of stuff you really don't need to put in the gear bags. Checklist, advertising, and I bought a water bottle with the Ironman tent, so then you get your bags, which is the key important part. Another nutrition, I always like these. Put in my morning bag, I can always get it back. We'll let you go to Ironman Village. Don't lose your timing chip. Put out the morning stuff, make sure you know where it is at all times. That's how I try to. So that's basically everything out of the bag. And keep this bag, this is your morning clothes bag. This is written on there. So I put the bags in the order. Morning clothes stuff. Bike gear bag. So this is what you will stuff, all the stuff you'll transition from swim to biking. Your helmet, your shoes. They will not allow you to put your shoes on your bike. So everything has to fit in this bag. And it does. You can make it work. You just got to be kind of smart about it. Run gear bag. So, on the run stuff. Run special needs bag. Make sure it does say run on it, and they're different colors. You got black and you got orange. Don't mix them up, because if you think you're getting your run stuff on the bike and bike stuff on the run, then you could be kind of in trouble. You don't want to throw your day off just by kind of making a mental mistake like that. So let's go in the order. Bike special needs, run special needs. These two bags you never get back. So whatever you put in there, be prepared to lose. Notice, I just got some nutrition. I got hot shot. In the past, I put like a can of Mountain Dew just for a little kick, but they've got Coke on the course, so there's really nothing for that. No need for that. Another key factor is your swim cap. Morning stuff. Your stickers. Notice these are the stickers that will go on your bags. And they're also your bike stickers, your helmet stickers. So that there. You got your bike pickup tags. So if you've got a nice, wonderful Sherpa, they'll come pick up your junk at the end of the race, so you can just kind of collapse or go get pizza and just sit around and be lazy. You give this to them, and they can go get your stuff. They can get your bike, they can get your bags, they can get everything. And then that, just information for the race. Got your wristband. I like to wear it. I put it on the run because I don't want to be giving out the volunteer wristband on the bike, because that could be potentially dangerous. You trying to get it off your wrist riding through an aid station. So the rest of that, everything out of my bags. So the bags, notice on the front they've got the little spot for your number. So on these little stickers it says affixed to gear bag. There's no special sticker for the bike or the run, it's just for gear bag. I try to be, you know, make it pretty. Stick it in there. There. And then I come over with my Sharpie on my table. Notice I've got a pile of just crap everywhere because I just jammed everything in before I came down here. I put my number again in the white space and I write it on 528. So, and I'll put my name. So if for some reason they can't read your number, maybe they can look you up by your name, because they do lost and found. If you don't come get your stuff, it goes in lost and found. They will try to track you down, or you can email the race director or the race info, try to find your stuff. So notice I just put it on there. I'm also going to put it on the back, because as you will find out if you have never done an Ironman event before, make sure you write the right number on there. Transition will be chaos. People run around with their heads cut off to hurry up and go ride 112 miles or go hurry up and run 26.2 miles. I find it kind of ironic because a lot of people are running towards the end of the run course. Just take your time in transition. You know, don't lose your head. Make sure you got everything. Dismount your bike. Make sure you're aware of people around you. Hand it to the bike catcher, and then go over the transition tent. You know, jog over. Be comfortable. Get that heart rate down. Don't spike it up. But you either lay them out in nice, by numerical order in rows the day before the race when you drop off your bike. So if you're 528, you're between 527, 529. Put your bag there. Problem is, if you do it early, your bag's going to move. They're just everywhere. You can just count on it. Even if you're there towards the end, make sure that you get in a good spot. You may have to shove people's stuff out of the way to get you in the right spot. So that's where it becomes a problem, because notice they're all blue. I've written my number on there, but that's not easy to see, especially when you cinch up the top. Pull all your stuff in there, you can't see that number. Where obnoxious duct tape comes in handy. So people outline the size of their bags. I put a little tab on the top just so I can see which bag is mine, because a volunteer may find your bag and hand it to you, or you may, if there's utter chaos, have to go in and find it yourself. So if you're running around with your head cut off and you're all anxious, you may not have remembered exactly where you put your bag. Or it may have moved. Or somebody may have picked it up, realized it wasn't their bag, and then put it back in a different spot. All the above has happened to me before. Keep your wits about you. Nice little bag. Little funky colored duct tape on the top. Easy to find. People type balloons or streamers or something like that. I don't think balloons work. I think they cut them off. They don't like that. So I'm going to put them all over the outside of my bag too, just so I can find it. You know, at the end of the day, some people like to keep it for souvenirs, but I think it's a little bit more important to be able to find it in a race. So I do that to every single bag. Name, number, written all over it. You know, some funky duct tape to find all the stuff. The key is the morning bag. You know, I try to, everything I bring to the race, if I'm not there's somebody to take my stuff, everything fits in the bag. So, you know, clothes, I don't, you know, I try not to bring my keys. I hide them kind of somewhere, or try to give them to somebody that will give them to me at the end of the race. Do not trust that this morning bag will find you at the end of the day. So if you got your favorite t-shirt that you wear at every race, I wouldn't wear it to stay warm before the race and then put it in your morning gear bag and then kind of run the risk of not getting it back. So anything that you got in there, I make sure it fits in this bag so I can hand it off and I'm totally free to start the race. I don't have to worry about, you know, where I put my stuff, how do I get my stuff back. Whatever you bring fits in this bag. You know, it's pretty large. Again, put your number on it, put your name on it, write it all over the bag. You know, put the stickers on it so they can actually, they match up all the bags at the end of the race. So if they've got duct tape that looks like this on 4 bags, it's easier to put them all together and easier for you to find them at the end of the race too. So that just increases your odds of being able to find everything. So morning bag, I don't really tie up or do anything with. You're going to bring that the morning of the race. The bike kit bag, you know, notice I don't have like a total bunch of stuff. I wear my tri-suit at the start of the swim. That way I'm only worrying about socks, shoes, helmet, you know, sunglasses if you have them. You grab nutrition, stick it in your pockets to put it on your bike the morning of. I fill up all my water bottles and you can check on your bike. I put it all on the bike before the race even starts. Put your bike computer on. Don't have to worry about it. Don't put it in your transition bags. Don't put anything that you put on your bike frame before the race. It will not be touched and not be tampered with. You know, I can put, you know, nutrition in the bag, you know, stuff it in there. Whatever you want to do, whatever you can stick on the bike, I would put it on the bike, or your bike bag. I would not just put it in the transition bag and then worry about it later. That way, less to worry about. Make it simple. So again, everything in here has to fit. So what this becomes, before you drop it off, is the holder for your bike gear. So, you know, if it's going to be cold and you think you're going to be cold, you can put a jacket in there, you can put arm warmers, put gloves. Usually, I've not had a problem not getting this bag back, so I would not be as concerned with putting stuff. Again, don't do phones, don't do, you know, if you want your phone with you during the race to track or whatever, put it in the morning of, and you should be okay to take it with you and do the race. But yeah, don't leave anything important here. Don't leave keys, don't leave wallets or phones. Just whatever you swim with and bring in transition will go back in this bag. So you tie it up, drop it off the day before along with your run stuff. You know, find where it goes in the numerical order, put it there, leave it there in the transition area. Come home and you're going to have your special needs bags and your morning bag to take with you morning of the race. Special needs, it'll tell you where you can put it, and usually it's just big bins that they transport later on to the course to the special needs area. So don't worry about special needs. Don't worry about morning bag at bike drop. Bike drop, you need your bike, nothing on it. Gear bags for bike and ride. So whatever goes in these bags, later you will have to put all your swim stuff in here. So if you're doing a wetsuit, speed suit, whatever you got goes back in this bag. And then they tie it and knot it up so it doesn't spill over, and then you're good. Bike pumps. They will not put them in the transition bags. You bring a bike pump, you need somebody there with you to give it to, or they've got plenty, you know, borrow somebody's bike pump. Sometimes that gets a little annoying. They've also got bike techs there to air up the bike, so if you show up nice and early, you can go over there and make sure your tires are properly aired up. You know, Chattanooga is supposed to be 80s, kind of cloudy, kind of sunny. I'm airing up mine to about 100 psi to take up some of the bumps and the road noise, and my tires hold air pretty good overnight, so I'm just going to air them up and leave the bike there and not worry about it. I'll check on the morning of, but usually not a problem. So I don't bring a bike pump. So don't stick bike pumps. If it doesn't fit the bag, not sticking out, don't put it in there. So that's pretty much it. You know, I pack up all my bags. I do a double check. It's a nice way to lay everything out. Make sure that you've thought about where everything's at. Do you have everything you need? Go through the race mentally in your mind. You know, make sure all your stickers are in the right place. Obviously, I'm kind of a slacker about taking stickers off of previous races, so it's not a big deal if you're in the same boat as I am. Bike's all ready to go. I checked all the gears, switched out my race tires. So I'm doing this. This is Friday. The race is on Sunday. So I would definitely do your first run as early as possible. You know, make sure you got everything, because you don't want that, oh crap moment, I don't have this, and you're doing it right before you have to go drop everything off. The last thing you want to do is have to go to the store, pick stuff up, be stressed out the night before. Again, you get access to everything the morning of the race, so you can go through. If you did forget something, get to your bags, open it up, put it in. In transition, I would definitely cinch these up and just do a simple tie. I would not knot it up, because you'll be in transition, because if somebody grabs and yanks on it, it's going to be a big old knot. Maybe do another one. Very loose. Pick it up like this. Don't pick it up by the string. So when you get it in there, it's easy. Because sometimes if you're there a little bit early, there's plenty of volunteers to help you get them open. If you're in there in chaos and the tent is full, you're on your own. So you're sitting there fumbling around with the string. The last thing you want to do is get frustrated, rip the bag open, get your stuff, and the stuff doesn't fit back in. And you got some volunteer over there trying to get your bag, trying to get your stuff in there, and you're just like stressed out. You don't want that. So that's basically kind of the tips. You know, hopefully that kind of helps some of you guys out. If you have any questions, just put it in the video comments, and I'll definitely address it. And you know, maybe make another video on Ironman Florida, kind of a better process. I have the kids with me, so I'm sure that'll make it a lot more interesting. Right now I'm just here by myself getting all set up for the race. So good luck to you guys out there. Sorry, Chattanooga 2018 people. Sorry about the swim, but you're still doing 142.2 miles, which is more than 140.6. So you at least have that. So I wouldn't stress out about it. See you guys Sunday.